Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Keith the Guy, and we got some fish to fry. And I know it's been a while since I've done a tutorial on my iPad on how to color grade footage, but I was just so excited that I got this Mavic 3 Pro, and I wanted to go ahead and test this out for the very first time. Now, if you want a step-by-step on how to upload your footage and, add nodes and things of that nature, my very first few videos on how to color grade with an iPad will tell you that. But this is going to be a little bit more intermediate for the beginner. And I'm going to go ahead and do a color space transform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, go into effects, and then type in color, and then drag color space transform onto both nodes. Now let me go ahead and bring this more here and put color space transform onto both nodes. Now I shot this in log. I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit bigger, give myself a little bit more real estate on this small screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go to effects again, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust this accordingly. So I know it's going to come in as a DJI D-gamut. It's going to also be D-log, and it's already coming together, but we're not quite done yet. I'm going to go ahead and edit this in DaVinci's wide gamut and then DaVinci intermediate. So we're going to go ahead and go into the second node that we created. And now we're going to make the input color space to DaVinci wide gamut, DaVinci intermediate, and then we can leave the output color space and the output gamut alone here. But if you wanted to play it safe, we can do Rec 709, and then we're going to do Gamma 2.4. And then we're going to close out of that, get a little bit of our real estate back, play the footage over a little bit. And out of camera, it already looks immaculate. And what we're going to do is that we're going to do it in between these two nodes. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more node. And now we're going to adjust the white balance. Now there's many ways to adjust the white balance. You can use the color wheels. You can use the temperature and the tint above, however way you want it. There's no true wrong way to do it, but everyone has a specific ways, and certain ways are more intricate than others. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and mess around with the temp and tint for now and keep it simple. So I'm going to adjust the temperature a little bit more cooler. I'm going to adjust the tint, and to see what we're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and tap on full screen and play it. Okay, it's looking good so far. It's a little bit underexposed for me, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into waveform and see how my exposures are looking. Now, I want this to be nice and bright since we're having a sunny day at the beach. So I'm gonna continue to adjust that in my primaries. Now, I'm gonna bring my offset up, adjust my gain, make sure it doesn't go over 896. Bring my gamma up a little bit and bring down my lifts a smidge. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there as that. So this next node, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my contrast, bring my contrast all the way up and then dial it back down to something like 0.13 and adjust my pivot to like 0.6. All right, let's go ahead and full screen it again, see how it looks. All right, looking good. So we're gonna go ahead, add another node, bring it down here. And now DaVinci Resolve has this new feature, and they implemented it in the iPad as well too, which is color slice. Here's where we're gonna get all nice and fancy and creative with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close my nodes so I can have more space to look at, because I'm not gonna need that for right now. And I already know I wanna focus on my yellows, my greens, my cyans, my blues. So the first thing I wanna do is actually kind of bring up my overall saturation in this footage, because I want it to be nice and saturated. And I'm gonna go ahead and change this to the vector scope, just so I'm not going all wild with my colors. And now the next thing I want to do is bring out the green a little bit. It's a little too strong. Let me go ahead and bring that back to 0 and dial down that saturation of the greens. And I want to dial up my cyans and then dial up my blues. Bring out that ocean a little bit. And then maybe dial down my yellows. Now this is the intensity of it, and I want to bring down the intensity of my cyans a little bit and bring down the intensity of my blues. And I want to actually bring up the intensity of my yellows. And possibly, let me see, should I bring up or bring down? Let me bring up the intensity of my greens. Full screen, bring it back. Let's play it. It's looking nice so far. Nice, simple, not overdone. And let me go ahead and take it out of full screen. And now let me bring out the nodes again and create a new node here. Because now I can see my colors more and I can go more in depth with my exposure by going to the high dynamic range. So I'm gonna press this circle here so I can know which part of the dynamics am I attacking. So I'm gonna start with my shadows and I'm gonna adjust my exposure a little bit on my shadows. Now let me change this from vector scope to waveform so I know what I'm doing. And I wanna bring my shadows down a little bit and I'm gonna see what is the light impacting. All right, I actually wanna bring that up. So let me bring up my light. And I'm gonna press here, see what the highlights are attacking. Now, if there's no highlights, then there's definitely no speculars. So let me go ahead and see if there's any blacks or darks. Nope. So now I like to say that we're pretty much done. We're gonna keep it pretty simple today. And the last thing I'm gonna do is actually sharpen it. So I'm gonna add another node at the end after my second color space transform. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to my blur and bring that radius down to like, possibly 0.45. Since this is a very wide video, I'm gonna press the full screen. I'm gonna play it. And hopefully this video was fruitful and if it was beneficial, go ahead, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Follow your boy, make sure you show your boy some love. Leave something in the comment section down below. Tell me how you thought about my editing process. Well, this is it. We just fried some fish. That's it. Deuces.